It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and as always, so good to be in your company. Now, S-Connect Women, which is a business networking hub to over 200 global female leaders, will be hosting a women's breast cancer awareness webinar and afternoon high tea in the Mother City. Now, S-Connect always celebrates women by sharing their inspiring stories, and here to tell us more about the webinar and high tea, please welcome back to the studio former Expresso presenter Zoë Brown, who will also be emceeing the event, along with two-time breast cancer survivor Ariella Kuper. Of course, so great to have both of you ladies here talking about very, very important things during this month as well. So Zoe, let me start off with you first.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit more about S-Connect and the work that they do there.
So S-Connect Women, it is a wonderful platform that literally connects business-minded like women and entrepreneurs together. They've got over 235 ladies, and there's this massive WhatsApp group. So it literally connects women from different networks. So whether you're in the tech field or the media field, whether you work in the food and beverage sector, there's a little bit of everything, and they just want to put people, they just want to connect women and to build those personal and business brands together. And it's been wonderful to see the activity on the WhatsApp group. So for example, if there's someone that's launching a new book, they'll put it out there, and there's just women supporting women.
Absolutely.
And literally being like, oh my word, we want to get involved, or we can support this cause, and just standing behind each other.
And spread the word and help the businesses to, of course, be successful out there. And so you'll be hosting the webinar with a women's breast cancer awareness webinar and, of course, the afternoon high tea. Talk to us about some of the topics that'll be covered there.
Well, I think it's also very important to know that the whole point is when it comes to breast cancer awareness, you want to make sure that people know that these are the different treatment options available to them. These are the different support groups available. We'll also have a talk from an oncologist, it's Dr. Dean Colom. She'll also be discussing some things. So I think at the end of the day, we just want to inform ladies about their options, to try and educate them, and also just have that network that's so important.
Yeah. Ariella, let me talk to you about your journey. A two-time breast cancer survivor, absolutely amazing. What was that experience like?
I think it's actually an interesting question, that. And the reason I'm saying that is it's a funny story. So it was the end of a holiday in Mauritius, 2016, January, and I was actually wearing a brand new bikini, and my husband was admiring my new bikini.
As he should.
As every man should be doing for their wives. And he actually is the one who detected a pebble-like stone feeling. And he literally said to me, like, what is that? And it's so funny because you don't believe that it can happen to you. It happens to someone else. It doesn't happen to you. And in fact, I delayed for 5 days even going to have it inspected with the gynecologist because I had work obligations. I'd gone to Joburg. It wasn't something that you process. And so I do think that, you know, this whole notion of awareness is so critical because we think it happens to other people. And unfortunately, what actually happened there was when I was from my gynecologist, I was then sent immediately to a breast surgeon. And when I said to them, well, when's she going to be seeing me? They went, oh, no, she's available this afternoon. And I think the way my gynecologist handled it was so incredible. She was almost buying me time to process it without stating the obvious. And I remember saying to Dr. Edge, I said, okay, well, it's evident, you know, that you've detected a lump. So when are you going to be doing the biopsy to let me know that it's benign? Never once did I actually think it could be malignant. And that's the interesting thing, that we don't actually help. Naturally, we are more optimistic and positive in how we think, which is good, but it's also sometimes dangerous. And she turned around to me and she said, Sugar, the train passed that station 3 stops ago.
Wow. Sure.
When you finish talking, which we can understand why, we will be doing a biopsy to confirm what I already know. You have aggressive breast cancer, and we'll be operating immediately. And I remember putting my foot on my husband to actually earth me. And that was the start of the journey. And I went through surgery, I went through treatment, and 2.5 years later, I had a 3% chance of it coming back, and it did.
My goodness.
So life does throw you curveballs. It's not certainly something that we expect. But the biggest thing I can say along the way is you cannot be a passenger, you have to be a driver. You need to own it. Doctors are only human. They will do their best. And I commend, honestly, what South Africa has to offer on every step of the road. But you can't just passively sit back and accept. You need to research. You need to take ownership of your life, your lifestyle, your exercise, what you eat. and everything else.
Yeah, and of course, thankfully, there are support groups, as Zoe said earlier on, where you can find people that have gone through the journey who can help you through that mental aspect, because I think it takes an immense amount of mental fortitude to work your way through that. Maybe you could share some experience on that. Was it easy for you, perhaps, to find support groups, people who have been through the journey throughout yours?
Originally, I struggled to actually... I think the word is probably to put myself out there to other people, because I think you feel maybe it's a failure that you can't do it yourself. And I think often if you've been a career woman, you believe that you can do it yourself. But when you do open yourself up to that journey and to the people out there, and it's both your family and your friends, but those support structures out there, I think it's an incredible value add.
Absolutely. Well, right now, our presenters are kind of showing their support right now, getting their hair sprayed, shave-a-thon, to make sure that we do spread the word out there. And speaking of spreading the word, finally, Zoe, details on the webinar and the high tea as well. How can people get involved, be part of it, help to spread the message?
Well, that's incredible, because all proceeds that's being raised is going towards CANSA. So the webinar is taking place next week, Friday, the 30th of October at 1:15. It is online, so you can just head on over to sgroupholdings.co.za and register there. And if you want to join the high tea, that will be on Sunday, the 1st of November at 1 p.m. at the 12 Apostles Hotel. Seats are limited. We are being COVID compliant, but you can also reach out to S Group Holdings, or you can email Megan, that's MEGON, at sgroupholdings.co.za to get your spot.
Wonderful. Ladies, thank you very, very much for joining us and helping us to spread this very, very important message. Of course, a special thanks to our guest, Zoë Brown, Ariella, Kuper as well, for joining us this morning. And of course, if you'd like to attend that S-Connect Women's Women Breast Cancer Awareness High Tea, make sure that you text Megan. I'll give you a number, 082-381-8752 to book your spot. Only 40 seats are available. Let's quickly check what's happening over there. Oh, my word, Jamie Lee, you've even puffed up the afro a little bit.
You heard who does.
It worked.
I did spray on some.
You sprayed them pandani.
Can you tell?
Okay, that's nice. We like it. Listen, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you at 11:30. Have yourself a wonderful Tuesday. Make someone smile out there. Thank you, Zoe.
Love you all.
Bye. Bye.